Alright, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the CSO Twitch channel. Today we have Koprulu Team League Action Division 4. It's a 4.4k limit in terms of MMR. And we have CSO Esports facing Team GdA. And we are already loading into our first set, the first map, Gresswan. Swap the scenes and let's get this game and the show on the road. All right, let's start with the home crowd, okay? So yeah, first of all, we have in the bottom right side of Gresswan the player in the red representing CSO Esports. It's Sickest, and his opponent, a fellow countryman representing Team GdA, is the blue Protoss Hero Unit. Kind of a grudge match, I would say. So let's see how this will face off. Not sure if I should put best of 7. The rules are 3 sets of best of 2s, and we will have the 3 sets of best of 2s. And if the score is 3-3 at the end, tied 3-3, then we will have a ace match. That's pretty much all we need to know. Players need to have 20 games in 30 days. That's the base requirement and of course they need to be in the MMR range. That's pretty much all that we need to know about the Koprulu Team League rules. We have a standard opener on both sides. Hero Unit going for the trusty Pylon Gate Gas, potentially Core, and then Nexus. Yes, that is correct. And Sick is going for a 1 gas Reaper fast expand build, and let's see if Hero Unit can actually block this command center from going down on the side of Sickest. Sickest needs to try and juggle with 2 SCVs. Nicely doing it. As on the other side we have the second pylon, second gas, as well as the Nexus going on at pretty much decent timings on both sides. Let's see. Ooh, Hero Unit is actually, he might prepare something really cheesy here. I believe this is going to be a proxy pylon. Let's see if there's going to be anything of sorts. Oh, never mind. He's just hiding the probe, but the Reaper will find it. Sickest, of course, knows how to deal with these kind of shenanigans. Let's see what the first tech is going to be. Adept is going to be out in plenty of time. Let's see if the Reaper can actually scout something. Still no tech. Hero will have the gas for the Twilight Council right now, and of course I suspect it's going to be, unless it's some kind of cheeky all-in, I think it's going to be a standard blink opener on the side of the Protoss, while the Terran is going for the factory and the Marine, and followed up with a reactor. Most likely we're going to see a starport. Yep, there we go. So Hellion is starting, so we'll see potentially the Reaper is alive. So we might see some kind of Hellion Reaper shenanigans. Let's see if that is the case. Stalker will have to move down to the low ground. The Adept is most likely going to try and shade in. There is a bunker for protection. I don't think you can go besides the bunker. Ooh, the Adept gets in. This might have been a bait, honestly. I'm not exactly sure. Ooh, 1 SCV will surely fall. And now Hero Unit will try to get the Adept out, but it's going to be quite impossible. Hellion and Reaper have teamed up. Sickest doesn't want to let that Adept out. Hero Unit will try to go for a Mule, most likely. Ooh, doesn't quite manage to get it. Let's see if we can actually get this Adept out. I don't think it's going to be the case. The Adept will fall. Hellion and Reaper are going to spot these 2 extra gateways, as well as the robotics facility. Sickest will actually scout everything just fine. Blink is on the way as we are speaking. And what is the gateway count? So there's only a single gateway right now, or sorry, warp gate already. There was no shield battery force, so this is actually better for hero unit, I think, defending with a couple of stalkers. But of course, delaying those two gateways, it's not exactly the best play here. I think the adept micro just cost hero unit the timing on this gateway. If this is going to be some kind of 4-gate blink timing, then yeah, this is going to be super late. Now, the reason why hero unit is not going to suffer severe punishment for this is, first of all, we have no mine drop on the side of Sickest. We only have a Raven, which can be dealt with only a couple of blink stalkers. It's not going to be that big of a deal unless the stalkers are hugely out of position, like in this moment. We have a pylon that is going to scout the Raven in just a bit. Ooh, and the observer is going to get a decent scout off. Sickest most likely is going to see it. Yep. The observer is super visible. It's huge after the patch, so Sickest could actually know about it. Let's see if the Raven can get any damage whatsoever. Charges on the way, as well as a Robo Bay. Ooh, and Sickest actually scouts the Robo Bay. That is quite huge. So, intentional / unintentional scouting. Sometimes it's unintentional, but you kind of know that there is going to be some kind of scouting. So, yeah, that is exactly what happened there. Exactly, rather. Sorry. Sometimes I just fail to speak. Happens to the best, I guess. If not, then yeah, my bad. Anyways, we have quite a worker advantage on the side of hero unit. Of course, we have 3 mules working right now on the side of Sickest. Well, 2 at this point. And the stalkers are going to set up a nice concave here. Auto turret gets dropped. Hero unit needs to pull the probes once again. And we have a double drop here. 3 marauders, 4 marauders, and the rest is going to be marines. If I'm not mistaken, that's going to be exactly 8 marines and 4 marauders, if the math is correct. Never do maths on stream, guys. That's rule number 1, I guess. Is Stim finished? Stim is finished. Combat shield on the way, as well as +1 attack only. Is there no second NG Bay? Timing on the combat shield is good. I believe it's a bit late. No, I'm not a Terran expert, but I believe this could have hit faster, but this is not anything committed, so probably Sickest is going to see that there is some kind of defense here for hero unit. The stalkers are moving back. There are a couple of observers on the map. There's 3 observers actually. Nice vision here on the side of hero unit. I wouldn't mind if this observer was potentially somewhere in the bottom to scout anything coming from the south. Better for Sickest, obviously, if that doesn't get scouted. 2 mines are getting dropped potentially into the main base, maybe even the 3rd. Let's see where... No, Sickest is actually rallying it towards the top side, the 11 o'clock position, so that means he's going to drop it into the main. But first of all, he needs some kind of a distraction, I believe, which is not bad. So Sickest is going to opt into the 2-sided attack style. Okay, Raven is coming. Actually, he's going to the natural. Oh, Sickest. Okay, now he's dropping out the mines. But now the Colossi actually just... one medevac gets sniped, and the Colossi just starts swiping. 11 probes fall, which is not bad for Sickest. Now the worker count has equalized. The sport base needs to get cancelled. Nope, actually, Sickest's army is getting... Oh, cleaned up. Oh, single medevac gets out. Quite unlucky to pick up, and hero unit was already targeting that medevac with the blink stalkers. And now we see the disruptors being in production. +2 is on the way for the Protoss. No armor upgrades, so hero unit or out for aggression. Of course, the Colossi will swipe a bit harder this way. They're gonna get squishy, but they're going to swipe a bit more, or they're gonna deal more damage rather, is what I'm trying to say here. Okay, a couple of units will fall, but they will get the scouting info here. There's a lot of charge lots here, so It's not a bad option. Ooh, okay, was gonna say mines are not a bad option, but now Hero Yield actually cleans up what's left of those mines. Tank needs to be protected, and there's 4 Vikings here, but only... Is it only 2 medevacs? There's 3 medevacs, I believe. Where's the 3rd medevac? Okay, 5th Viking. No, that's the 4th Viking. Okay. So Vikings are moving in front. Obviously, they will try to snipe that Colossus. There is 1 disruptor shot, probably Hero Unit waiting for a second one. There's plenty of energy on one of the medevacs. The other one is quite low on energy. Ooh, and one of them has 2 mines in the main base of Hero Unit, so there's 2 medevacs only. Okay, disruptor shot misses wide. So here's what's gonna happen most likely. So Sickis is getting contained here, which is really bad for the Terran. Of course, Hero Unit can actually go up to even 5 bases. Kind of like that from Hero Unit, to be honest. And it's going to retreat, which I don't really agree with, like 100%. Sickis needs to put out this 3rd base, get a 4th real quick. Has the money for it, but the problem is... Actually, no, wait a second. So Hero Unit is not that far ahead in army supply currently, but he will be if this goes like this. Nicely said there, Mousy, but anyways. So if this continues like this, with this huge of an economic lead, then Hero Unit will have the money to remax and will have the money to actually deal more damage. Ooh, this is really bad. Sickest army is not home. This is kind of an unlucky timing here by Sickest. Let's see if we can actually deal with those gateway units and 3 Colossi. Oh, there's Archons already. There is 3 disruptors, I believe. Oh, there's 5 disruptors on the map. Are all the disruptors here? Not exactly. 3rd base has been moved back, and now Sickest is trying to do some kind of place here. Ooh, okay, disruptor shot misses wide. Is there storm? There's no storm. Dark Shrine on the way. Oh, this is actually quite nice for Sickest, picking up some of those Templars. But he's gonna leave a couple of Marauders behind. He still has this medevac with 2 mines. He could drop those. And we have actually only 4 Marines and like, what, 6 Marauders, so... those Marauders would need to be with the army. They are really useful with the concussive shell, and they can tank a bunch of hits. Not disruptor shots though. Nicely sniping the observer. But let's see if he has enough here. Ooh, Stalker's blink forward, sniping a couple of Vikings here. Hero Unit pushing forward. This is not looking good at all for Sickest. Ooh, couple of disruptors are moving forward. Disruptor shots getting fired, but all of them are being targeted towards a couple of Marauders and potentially some Marines as well. So that wasn't the greatest of disruptor shots. Shield Battery Overcharge is being used, but it's not being targeted onto the Nexus, and now Sickest is actually picking up and just moving away. Still, there is... Ooh, he has information about the Dark Shrine. So he needs to be careful. Are there any Dark Templars? No Dark Templars yet on the map. And Shadow Stride is on the way, as well as the armor upgrades. +3 has been researched. And yep, Sickest scanned the base and taps out. He really takes game number 1 of the first set. Alright, we're gonna wait for the second map, which I'm not 100% sure what it's going to be. Alright, let's see if we have a map. Oh, Ancient Cistern. I wish I could memorize all the maps and everything. Would be really cool. But yeah, obviously I'm not exactly that type of guru, so... right, as we load up into the second game, I just fixed something in the logo. Alright, once again we're going to start with our hometown boy, the Polish Terran player, the prodigy, our red Terran for CSO, Sickest. And his opponent taking the first game. Let's see if we can capitalize on that momentum. It's going to be the blue Protoss for Team GdA, Hero Ulit. So let's mark, I guess we can mark best of 7. I believe we can, right? I mean, I think every single map is played out. I guess map score matters. And Sickest opts for the standard opening once again. Both players actually opt for the standard opening once again. So, no proxy shenanigans. These players are honorable macro gamers. If I would have to guess what Sickest has to change for this game is probably a earlier move out or a more committed 2 base timing or some kind of shenanigan of that sort. Here it scouts that this is a single gas opener, no 2 gas opening on the side of Sickest. And of course, this is a really early probe that is trying to block off anything that can be blocked off. Terrans usually go for the orbital, then for the Reaper, and then for the command center, which is happening right now. On the other side, we have the standard core before Nexus. So faster core, faster first unit, less of an economic later second gas. So basically, you need to just be able to deal with the Reaper using the Adept, and that way you can save up gas. You have the gas all the time for that and the warp gate, so it's no big deal. Let's see what the Reaper can do right now. Obviously, Stalker is going to be the second unit. Sickest once again keeps the Reaper alive. Ooh, actually, Sickest's Reaper might be in trouble. You can actually put a shot onto that Reaper, but it's already started regenerating HP. This probe might get caught. Never mind. Not gonna happen. Oh, or maybe. Yes, it's gonna get caught. So Sickest picks up the probe most likely. Right? Nope. One single shot away. Unlucky for Sickest. Now Hero Ulit will... Ooh, that's a misclick onto the rocks. Poor rocks getting slaughtered here by Hero Ulit. Let's see if we can get in. This time Sickest closes the door. Obviously, it's quite annoying to have to deal with the Adept. If the Adept gets too close, the Marines can just sprint out and just starter step, right-click it with some proper starter step and all that stuff. So let's see once again if the Adept will be able to. Nope. Denied once again by Sickest, and this is going to be a tank first. I kind of like this. Ooh, and Hero Ulit actually forgets to cancel the Shade. I am not exactly sure if that was intentional. The Adept goes down this time without any issues whatsoever. Okay, same opener once again. Blink is on the way. Let's see if this is going to be some kind of 4-gate blink. No, it's only a 3-gate blink. But once again, Hero Ulit actually opts for the later second and third gateway. And has the double gas. No third base yet. He's going to get it just now. I mean, it's still at a decent timing, but honestly, unless you want like a super fast Colossus, I would get these gases a bit later, right? I mean, especially, I don't know if you saw the tank popping out, but I would say there's no like mine drop or anything that you need to worry about, so you can just get your tech a bit later. But obviously the Colossus is really powerful at this level, in my opinion, and Hero Unit is going to utilize that. A couple of scouting Marines, I believe, will head onto the battlefield. Sickest will scout the third base location and will confirm the blink. Yep. Okay, so this time Sickest has not opted for a Raven, which would have been really good in my opinion. Ooh, bit of a supply block on the side of Hero Unit. Pylon has finished, and another one started. Ooh, this is a really nice double tank push here, but nicely blinking away on the side of Hero Unit. So this is what you want to do against against Terran when they try to move out with this sort of push. You want them to arrive as late as possible, potentially charge a Colossus. One more round of warp-ins will be ready. There's only 3 gates, so potentially Hero Unit is not warping in on cooldown, but he has plenty enough stalkers to actually deal with this, unless the stalkers just blink onto the siege up tanks. That was not the case. They sniped one tank, and now obviously stim is finished, so these Marines actually pack a punch, but they are overstimmed, at least a couple of them. So that is going to be really painful for Sickest. Has to retreat. This push hasn't achieved anything, and Sickest has a third CC. Medevacs are just now going to produce. Ooh. Does Sickest see the Observer? Probably sees the Observer, right? Has to see the Observer, right? Ooh, I think he's going to scan it, but I'm not sure. Third command center is moving across the main over to the third, as Hero Unit gets his fourth. Hero Unit is in a super comfortable position, has charge and blink. +1 is going to finish, as well as the Robo Bay will complete extended thermal lance. If Sickest could actually set up a 3-base economy somehow, he would be in a super playable position, at least from my perspective. +1 attack is just now finishing. What about Combat Shield? Combat Shield is also on the way. We have no concussive shell. In fact, there's only a single Marauder that I see. Actually, 2 of them. Okay, one is on the ramp. There's 2 Colossi out already for the Protoss, and there's not that many units, so he really opted for a lot of probes here. 72 currently, but 63 SCVs on the side of Sickest, so absolutely not that bad of an economy. He has 3 mules constantly. Doesn't really need to scan, at least for now. 4th command center has been started. We have a Templar Archives on the way. I wouldn't mind a Ghost Academy, like early Ghost Academy off of 3 bases from Sickest. Combat Shield has finished, as well as +1 attack, so these Marines will pack a punch, obviously. Oh, but you don't really want to get... Oh my goodness, that was... Oh... Sickest tried to pick up that Marauder with no room in that medevac and suffered a full medevac loss. That is not what you want, obviously. That was really painful. And now he's going to scout that third... I mean, he saw the third base, but obviously wanted to see if there's static defense, I guess. And now cannons are going to get started, and Sickest is going to be aware of this. So... Ooh, he sees the Disruptor as well. So potential Liberators are going to be in play. Ghost Academy on the way. I really like that. Sickest needs to actually just get his 4th command center to start mining. Ooh, that was another full medevac, wasn't it? I heard the Marines screaming and the medevac going down. Now the tanks are not sieged up. All of them are not sieged up. And now actually the Stalkers are going to blink on top of it. Zealots are going to deal massive damage. And Sickest is getting cleaned up in the middle of the map. And now Hero Unit can just push forward. Medevacs are going to fall. No potential to run away for Sickest. His army is super overstimmed. There is just no way to actually keep this 4th command center on spot. no time to get a planetary. And now the 5th base is on the way for Hero Yulit, and now this 4th command center has to get away. There's just not enough Terran here. The Protoss can just move forward. 90 army supply to the 60th Sickest, and that tank is in a good position, but gets Blink on top of it. Still, a Disruptor shot is in play. One Marauder is going to go down, but the 3 Colossi are going to swipe and swipe and swipe. They're going to push through if Hero decides to do it, but he's in a super comfortable position. 91 probes to the 66 SCVs. This is a really sad game for Sickest. And though there is plenty of production, okay, Sickest is going for a drop, but I'm not sure if he's aware. He is not aware of this army. Blink Stalkers, Charge Lots, Colossi, and Disruptors. Dark Shrine is going to finish, and Triple Stargate is going to be the follow-up. +3 attack is just now finishing. I believe at this point, last game, Hero had it already. Was already researching, what you call it? Was researching armor already. This time he's going to probably research shields, if anything, from that forge. Because there's most likely going to be carriers on the way. There's a lot of Marauders, actually. 70 Marauders, 4 ghosts have come into play. But I mean, there's just too many Marauders. There's 3 Stargates that finished, and we have plus on air starting. There is a fleet beacon that started, and now everything just pushes through for Hero Yulit here. Sickest is trying to go for a counterattack. But honestly, even if he just survives until a bit longer, he has no answers for the carriers, in my opinion. He has 4 Marines and 4 Marauders producing at a time, and now he's going to get cornered by this Protoss army. Ooh, he needs to run away. Okay, he might be in time. Nicely done denying a single base, but the problem is there's still no scout on the carriers. There's still no answer for those carriers. Genzo, actually, hold on a second, he actually scouted this, so this is absolutely not bad. Okay, I think the drop just managed to get in somehow. But the problem is, even though Sickest has the same army supply, almost, there's just no answer, at least for now, I guess. He needs to have perfect splits here, because Hero is going to push forward. One Disruptor goes down. Oh, those were not the splits, sadly. There's still the same army supply left. There's a couple of Vikings here. Oh, but the SCV barbecue is actually not going to feel really good for Sickest. Oh, there's a lot of them going down. Now the Colossi will fall eventually. Let's see, the Disruptors is going to clean up all the Marauders here and the Vikings, and I think Sickest is going to tap out really soon. There's 20 army supply advantage for Hero, and he's producing those carriers 3 at a time. +1 air is going to finish. 2 more Colossi on the way, so he's going for the Robo Stargate combination. Now this planetary is actually... Oh, Sickest walks into a Disruptor shot! Planetaries under fire. Oh, a couple of SCVs are going to go down. Sadly for Sickest, I don't really see any way to come back from this game. I'm trying to see it, but I just can't. There's DTs on the map already, so 4 DTs are going to go into the natural. Oh, Sickest is actually attacking his own bunker. That's a misclick on the side of Sickest. There's no scan. Is there a scan? There is a scan, but the tank is going to go down. Still... Oh, the planetary is under fire once again. He's trying to repair it, but there's only 23 workers. Mules are really good, but not this good, sadly. Oh my goodness. Oh. Well, it happens. Sickest got Protoss. Sadly for Sickest, loses 0-2, but we still have 2 sets remaining, ladies and gentlemen, so don't go anywhere as we continue our match. Next we have a ZVP. Really curious what we're gonna have here, as Altitude is going to be our next map. All right. Both players are ready. I am ready as well. So just letting Mr. Legend Killer know. All right. Okay. Let's swap the scenes. And we're on altitude. We just came from the tropical one. We got to the Antarctic, I guess. So yeah, starting at the bottom left side, we have our purple Zerg rocking the CSO colors. It's going to be Origin. And his opponent for Team GdA, it's going to be our red Protoss in the top right, rocking the Purifier probes. It's Grubenhubert. Okay, I'll keep the score like this, just to keep the score of the overall match. So this is not between the two players, this is between the two teams. So I put the 2 on the side of Grubenhubert. Bit of a probe cut here, not sure what that was, but obviously happens to the best. By the way, all CSO players are facing Protoss this evening. Was quite a surprise. We have standard openers on both sides. I wouldn't mind, honestly, some kind of cheese. I mean, this is a tournament, so you gotta be prepared for everything, at least in the second game, I suppose. Alright, the Overlord is going to arrive to see that everything is in order, in the most standard order. Build order, get it? Sorry. Sorry, that was quite a bad pun, if I ever heard one. Alright, Grubenhubert is actually just looking for that third base. Let's see where Origin is planning to take it. Or if he's planning to take it. Obviously, that's also a question that we need to answer. Okay, now the drone goes out. Origin needs to have the hatchery. Yep, it has it collected down. It's going to get it. No chance for Grubenhubert to deny it. Still goes down at a standard timing. Origin will scout the Stargate, as we have an adept on the way. Should be one on the map already, so let's follow this one. Okay, link speed is going to finish at normal timing, so this adept can stay on the map until like 3:30-ish. If I'm not mistaken, Origin got it at a standard timing. Adept is going to just ping the map for Origin just a bit. One Zergling falls, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, one Zergling did eventually fall. As we should have a pylon. There we go. There's a pylon on the side of Grubenhubert, and that means the next stop is going to be at the third base. Nice adept positioning here. We'll try to kill a couple of Zerglings or drones or whatever he can get. Gets a second drone as well. Third drone, okay. And it's going to get out. That is quite unlucky for Origin. That is a 6 HP adept, so one more shot from the Queen would have done the trick, and now Grubenhubert will make sure that this Oracle will aid at the taking of this third base. Second Oracle is on the way. Now the Overlord is going to go in. Is there any Stalkers? No Stalkers, so Wargate is not finished either. No additional text so far, but I suspect a Twilight and the Forge. That's probably one of the most standard follow-ups. Third Oracle is on the way, so we could potentially see some variation of the hero style, which is really popular. 3 Oracles will help you deny creep, get some scouting info, even massacre some drones, maybe even the Queen. And of course, it's going to be a huge threat for the Zerg. On the Zerg side, we still don't have a lair. This is quite late, honestly. We have 5 queens, so these oracles should be able to get scared off. All right. Third oracle is coming towards the third base. No fourth on the side of Origin, and what is the tech? There's no tech on the side of Origin, so he is droning up quite heavily. It has a couple of links. There's 12 links with speed, but nothing other than that. 7 more drones on the way, and Blade +1 is going to be the follow-up. There should be a robo coming down soon as well, or a proxy pylon, depending on what Grubenhuber chooses to do. Obviously, if he wants to commit somewhat to that push. Okay, Bane Nest and the Evo Chamber will be the follow-up. A bit late on the side of Origin. I think he was trying to just think what would be the best choice against this this style. And probably Banelings are not that bad. If you can get Baneling speed, but I'm afraid that that's not going to be the case. Obviously, the Protoss can do a couple of transitions from here. Templar Archives is probably one of my favorites. Archons do really well against Banelings and Lings as well. And Origin doesn't really look like committing to any roach pressure, which means Lingbane is going to be on the table. Grubenhuber prepares to take a 4th base, and the Morphing Overseer is going to get taken down. A couple more gateways are going to be added. So total of 6. No gates 7 and 8 yet. +1 is going to finish as well as charge. I'm curious if he's going to go for a +2 attack. That is my question. Baneling speed, centrifugal hooves, or hooves, I think. It's hooves. It's hooves, right? I think it's going to be the name. As well as a 4th base is finished. Okay, and a macro hatch. Now we have group spines for the upcoming Hydras. Ooh, Origin forgot to rally some of these drones. Bit of an oversaturation. This 4th hatchery is going to get denied, but does Origin mind it that much, honestly? A couple of Lings are going to pop. Oh, the Queen is going to pop as well. Now the Lings are going to test the Blink Micro of Grubenhuber. Oracles will help out. There's still 2 oracles on the map. One of them got killed, most likely by some queens, and now another round of Lings are going to get fired up. A couple of stalkers are already in the red, so Origin should be able to clean this this up. The less stalkers Grubenhuber has, the better for Origin, and Zerglings are quite disposable units, so maybe Origin has a decent chance here. Oh, but the Queen is going to get picked off. That's 100% right now. Sadly for Origin, that Queen is going to get picked off, and Origin needs to get back onto creep. He needs to morph a couple of Banelings. Baneling speed is finished. 12 Hydras on the way and +2 melee. There's no second Evo Chamber. And this hatchery could be the bait, honestly. Origin could prepare for a huge 3-base push with a macro hatch. That is not a bad idea. 6 more Hydras are being fired up. Storm is on the way, which is really good versus Hydras. Origin needs to push in time. I think that will be the key here. He might have seen, okay, a couple of Zerglings are being trapped, but not as much as Grubenhuber would have wanted to have in this stasis trap. So we have a second 4th base, if I can call it that, or a 5th base if the other one just survives. Origin just cleans up that one, and now I believe the Oracle was the one finalizing. No, actually there were Stalkers. So Storm is not yet done. +2 will finish. +2 melee needs to finish, and Origin needs to time that push with a +2 melee. The +2 melee with the push. That's what I wanted to say, I guess. So yeah, Origin has pretty much one chance. If there's going to be Templars with Storm, which there are going to be, he needs to push and needs to split properly. Or just needs to one-shot the Templars if Grubenhuber doesn't pay attention. Maybe the Banelings could actually punish it. Ooh, nice tag here onto those Hydras and Lings and Banes. The issue is Origin forgot Muscular Augments, which is the Hydra speed, so these Hydras are going to take quite a while to get across the map, but +2 melee is going to finish up as we speak. Ooh, okay, one Storm misses. This is not bad for Origin. A couple of Banelings get softened up. All the Banelings go down, which is not bad. Oh, but the move command on the Hydras, I'm not sure if that is the correct call here, but every single Stalker is going to get cleaned up, and now Origin has a chance. There is no more energy for Storm. The Stasis Trap doesn't trap too many Lings. It traps a couple, but not that many. Zealots are not bad against Hydras. Ooh, one Templar will go down. That is really big for Origin. There is no Archon left. Oh, and actually every single Zealot is getting cleaned up. Grubenhuber is on the back foot right now. There is a couple of Zealots warping in. There is 13 gateways, so reinforcements are going to be a thing. Muscular Augments not being researched is still a pain in the rear end for Origin. But actually a lot of probes go down, so Origin is doing a really good job here. Okay, he needs to actually move forward and potentially going to deny this base. There's 5 bases for the Protoss to chew through. Now we have a couple of Zealots just against the Hydras, which is going to be really nice for Grubenhuber. All the Hydras getting cleaned up, which is quite big for Grubenhuber. Oh, but now the Lings are going to clean up this Zealot run by, as another set of Zealots are going to move across. 14 Zealots survive from the previous attempt. And though they have +2, these Lings have +2 as well. There's no Hive. Not even an Infestation Pit. I wouldn't mind a Infestation Pit and a Hive. Origin has a bucket load of gas. Needs to spend it somehow. So more Lings, more Hydras, more Banelings should be morphed, which would actually benefit Origin quite nicely. 4 bases versus the 5 of the Protoss, actually taking back that 5th base. Currently 4 versus 4. Oh, but this is a lot of Zealots. These Lings are getting cleaned up. Origin is not making any drones. He has some oversaturation, nothing in natural. He has a bit of oversaturation on gas. These 2 spines are going to go down, and Origin had a decent shot, but not having Muscular Augments is actually just hurting the microability of the Hydras quite a lot. So not a bad try, but I think the Protoss is going to overwhelm the Zerg here. Still 13 gateways, the unlucky number. There's no Overseers, so Origin cannot actually snipe these observers. They're going to have all the information on top of the Zerg army, and also being able to clean the creep is potentially the more important and the comfortable thing. Still the gateway style is what dominates here, but there is some kind of transition here. +3 attack has finished. That means +1 shields and +1 air is going to be on the table next. I feel like Origin is playing a bit scared. Maybe he's like he might be a tad bit overwhelmed with pressure. So yeah, these players want to win like nobody else. So yeah. Okay, I'm not sure. Origin just didn't realize that these are slow Hydras, which is quite of a bummer. But now we have the Protoss coming in with quite some army supply. So a base raid is not going to be the best choice for Origin, I believe. Tries to take a 5th or the new 4th, as it looks like. doesn't have too many workers. 94 on the side of the Protoss, double the supply almost. So yeah, Hubert is in a decent position unless he loses the base rate somehow, but I don't think that's going to be the case. There is recall available for the Protoss, so sadly for Origin, it might just have to tap out in this first game of the second set, and has to think about what he can do in the next set. First of all, not forgetting that Hydra speed, and potentially just hitting a sharper timing, not letting the Protoss just get away with everything. Ooh, a couple of Templars go down, but there is plenty of storms here. And the lair is going to go down, Hydra Den is going to go down, spawning pool is going to go down, and that means the end of game number 1. A couple of drones are going to get away, but honestly at this point this is like fantasy GG timing. Origin taps out, hopefully can turn it around in game number 2 and equalize his series and put CSO on the board. Okay, he has to try and do that on Babylon, which is going to be a short map. So I wouldn't really mind to see Origin do something crazy here. Alright, both players are ready. As we head to Babylon for our 4th game. Second game of our second set. Spawning in the bottom right side, we have none other than our CSO player representing the Zerg race. It's Origin in the purple. And his opponent is going to be for Team GdA with the Purifier probes, the Protoss, Hubert. Ooh. Okay. Bit of a questionable start here. Hubert just thought it's going to be a PvP for a moment. There is a cannon rush potential for what you call it, for a high ground wall. So when I see a high ground pylon in PvZ, I always think cannon rush, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Okay, Hubert needed. Oh, okay. Obviously, he's floating a bit of money here because of that poor start. Got the timing delayed a bit, so that might favor Origin, to be honest. Let's see if that's going to be the case. Origin opted for the standard opener once again. So if I was Origin, I would just go for some kind of sharper, faster timing attack while the Protoss is vulnerable. Once it gets to 4 base or some kind of like Templars, Colossi, Disruptors, and it's not going to be a fun time for the Zerg, obviously. Also delaying the 3rd base or denying the 3rd base is a nice option that the Zerg has if they are willing to commit some of those Zerglings. Full standard opener on both sides so far. 2 queens, 4 lings as expected, and Hubert will retreat the probe knowing that lings will pop eventually. Let's see how fast the reaction is going to be. There's a bit of an Urubu here. Things are going to chase away the probe. And now the drone is actually going for a faster third base timing, which is not bad. Interesting that Origin has less workers for now. I'll be honest, I never actually paid attention if that is the case. Ooh, we're in Twilight Council, so I suspect either a charge lot pressure or a adept pressure. So glaive adepts are the bread and butter of high-level Protosses, unless they open Stargate. But I suspect there could be room for some kind of charge lot pressure in this MMR, so below Masters, pretty much. I sometimes do it. Sometimes I get lucky if the Zerg doesn't go for some kind of roach pressure. Ooh, Stalker is going to deal with this Overlord. Let's see if the Overlord of Origin can get out or not. Huber just decides to just position it. Ooh, and there we go. We got our answer. We have the 4-gate delay adept pressure. 2 twin gas. Actually, I should have paid attention to the pull off of gas. Because usually if you go for charge lots, you pull out of gas until like 1-1 if you want to transition. If you are fully committed, then you go for a full pull, if that's like a phrase. Then you pull out of gas completely all 6 probes and you send them to the natural. Origin should pay attention to this third base timing, because it's going to get unlucky, I guess. It's going to get spotted. That's a long way. That's a huge ass long way to scout what the Protoss has, but luckily there's no Stalker in position, so this is going to get scouted. Is it too late? There is no Roach Warren. There is a possibility to actually defend with only Lynx. Oh, Origin, move your Overlord, please. Just a bit, please, Origin. Origin doesn't want to scout whatever is happening in the Zerg's main, in the Protoss' main. Origin just forgot about the Overlord. Baneling Nest is going to be the follow-up. Obviously, if the Banelings actually connect with those Adepts, those are going to create some fireworks. Obviously, Origin now knows what this is because all of the Adepts and the Queens and everything are going to move synchronized. This is not the best case scenario for the Zerg because now there's barely any injecting Queens. Glaive is finished and a couple of Adepts are falling here. But the Shady is going to finish, and that means the Adepts are going to start massacring some drones. There's 5 drones going down, but all of the Adepts are getting cleaned up here. So Hubert is actually... I mean, he's taking 12 drones. Yeah, this is quite a nice pressure here. If it was like below 10, then probably I wouldn't have minded, but... Now Origin has to remake every single drone. Oh, and he's gonna let them be slaughtered. Origin is not moving anything, basically. He has a couple of Zerglings out on the map, but... Oh, no. This is really, really unlucky. This might be game-ending damage, to be fair. He's not that down in workers and gets a 4th base. But now he has to just be careful about droning up once again. 3rd base is obviously delayed a bit for the Protoss, but still ahead in workers, like massively ahead in workers. We're talking about 15 worker advantage. 19 workers have gone down and 36 links for 10 Adepts and the Warpism. That is 100% day in, day out, day and night worth for the Protoss. I'm quite sad about it, but it happens. It is what it is. Blink was the follow-up, and this is something that Cristiano usually does, going for some glaive, then a blink timing or blink pressure. Well, obviously, if the glaive was successful, the glaive adept pressure was successful, then the blink is going to be lethal. And let's see if Origin can defend or not. There's a couple of links here, but it's only links, and queens are falling to these adepts. They're gonna get out. Obviously, this is like the warm-up phase. +2 melee is on the way. There is no bailing speed started. And these stalkers are going to fare quite nicely against slow bailings, as well as the adepts. They can just target fire it. Now we see a double sided pressure here. Some drones are going to arrive to this fourth location. Now the adepts start, the stalkers start to get into this whole thing. And now Origin actually sees with this Overlord, or is aware of this whole thing. Oh, but that's not going to be a cancel. That's 300 minerals down the drain. Origin has some larva here. Should be, yeah, is actually injecting properly, except for this base right here. Oh, these adepts. Oh, the bailings. Okay, that is not that good for Origin, sadly. So what does Origin do here, honestly? He's trying to pull away the drones to save them at least. He still has some kind of economy, but his third base is going to fall. So he's going to be stuck on 3 bases while the Protoss is mining off of the 4th. Is almost saturated on the 4th. Really solid gameplay here by Grubenhubert. And yeah, this is really, really tough for Origin. There's more Stalkers than Lings, and that's the moment when you know that the game is pretty much over. 20 more Lings, actually, well, 34 Lings, but they're not going to pop at the same time. +2 melee is quite far from finishing. There's a Hydra Nut on the way and double Macro Hatch, so Larva should not be a problem here for Origin. Let's see if he can actually hold on. There is only 4 Queens, so I don't know if I see a bright future for Origin here. Let's see if he can actually take away. No, the Blink Micro is really good from Grubenhubert. He's actually massacring a lot of Lings, a lot of Queens. And I think this is going to be the last fight of the game. I think Origin is going to tap out. Grubenhubert just feels that he has this game in the pocket. Okay, and we'll see if we play out this the next set fully, as GdA goes up 4-0, which technically already wins them the series. Alright, so looks like the map score doesn't really count. And sadly that means GdA took this match. But let's see if we get this third series. Okay, third series is going to be played out. we're waiting on the GdA player. We're going to have a PvP as our last match. Alright, so this one doesn't count as far as I'm concerned, but we'll play it out just for the sake of fun. Spawning in the top right side of Royal Blood, we have on the top right carpet our very own Conan, representing CSO, also known as Rumbas. And his opponent for Team GdA have none other than Kildren. That's our purple Protoss, so yeah, I'm really curious what we're going to see here. Ooh, is this a cannon? No, this is not a cannon rush. I'm really curious what this is going to be. Rumbas is sending out a probe very early on. This is going to be interesting, I believe. Both players actually went for a faster scout than I would have expected it. Let's just put it that way. Ooh, and Rumbas doesn't actually take the gas. Is going to try. Oh, Rumbas. Oh, nicely taking the gas. Oh, okay. So 1-0 for CSO in terms of gas stealing. Obviously, that doesn't mean too much. There's a single gap here. Does a Stalker fit through? I believe it does, right? Now an Archon as well. An Archon should fit through as well. Okay, Kildren is going to patrol this probe here. Just waiting for the time being. Oh, look at that. It's actually... Oh, Rumbas is... Ooh. Oh, he steals another gas! Okay, Rumbas is already 150 minerals wasted, but delays the gases for Kildren. Kildren has barely any gas. He went for a double adept setup with warp gate first. As Rumbas is going for a double adept setup as well. Has plenty of gas, so wouldn't mind seeing some tech. Obviously. Ooh, Rumbas lets that pylon finish. So no expansion on the side of Kildren. Rumbas is going to see the adept coming out, so is going to suspect that is indeed a double adept setup here. Oh, Rumbas is full of surprises. He's wasting minerals though, so it's absolutely not the best case here. Kildren tries to put down a third base. At this point, I would just put the third base at the third location, and Stalker is going to come out right now. That means these adepts are going to fall. I wouldn't have minded if Rumbas would shade into the main. Rumbas is kind of clowning here, if I've seen something like that in my entire life. No cancel here, 150 minerals wasted. Actually 250 plus 150 minerals, that's the price of a Nexus. And Rumbas still gets a faster Nexus here, and another 2 Stalkers. Like, I don't know how he pulls these things out of the hat right now, but it's really cool to see these type of things happen. Of course, there is no pressure right now on the players. Both players are done with this series. Twilight Council is going to be the follow-up for Rumbus, finally, I would say. As Kildren's going for what looks like a 4-gate Robo. Okay. Not that bad. Obviously, if you have no idea what your opponent is doing, then Robo is going to be your best case scenario, I guess, or best choice. Ooh, will this adept get out? Oh, one more shot. It doesn't. Robo's just cleans it up, and his Nexus is going to finish faster than Kildren's, a lot faster than Kildren's. But the problem is, the Robo is going to finish up, and Kildren is probably going to Chrono Boost a Warpism here. At least, no, it's going to be an Observer. Blink is going to be the tech of choice for Rumbus. As we see one more gateway coming up. No Robo on the side of Rumbus. We have the Scout coming in and just showing what this is going to be exactly. Okay, scouts the Robo, scouts the gateway count. Ooh, does he scout the Twilight Council though? That is a good question, as always. Doesn't scout the Twilight Council, so this could be a misread. Let's see if Rumbus tries to get back into that main. Doesn't. So the production is going to be a bit better for Kildren. Observer is going to be undenied here. Okay, finally the Robo comes up for Rumbus. And what is this going to be from our CSO Protoss? That's the question. 4th gateway is also coming up. No gas is being taken. And Blink is going to be the follow-up on the side of Kildren as well. Kildren just went for a fast Robo for that Observer, just scouting everything. I don't know. Is it worth it? I mean, Kildren had a time where I think he would have been able to kill Rumbus if Rumbus would misplay. And honestly, I would have gone for that shot. That's just my gut feeling. That I would have taken the shot personally with a Warprism and 4 gateways while Rumbus was sitting on 2 and an unfinished Blink. Forge is going to be placed down. 5th gateway. Is it the 5th? Yeah, it's going to be the 5th gateway. But the Forge is faster on the side of Kildren. Ooh, and the Dark Shrine. Okay, so obviously the Dark Shrine has to come in play at some point. That is the standard in PvP. Good base comes up for both players, I guess. Yep, that's going to be the case. Kildren actually has... This Observer is actually paying off for Kildren, like, quite significantly. Rumbus is... Okay, finally this Observer gets sniped. Okay. So... Honestly, I would say Kildren is in a better position. It's just... I don't know, like, both players are quite passive. They might just wait for, like, some kind of timing. But Rumbus is pushing at an anti-timing moment. It's going to try to deny this base, most likely, but I wouldn't have brought the sentries, to be honest. Okay, never mind. I know why he brought the sentries, but yeah, he's facing another Blink. So the sentries are going to fall, which is quite painful for Rumbus. The Observer will fall. That's a lot of gas. That's 375 gas, plus a couple of Stalkers, so close to 500 gas. And now Kildren is on the hunt. Charge is going to finish relatively soon for Rumbus, but +1 attack is not yet done. Actually, Charge is going to finish up faster than the +1 attack, so quite questionable. Okay, Kildren is going to go for the snipe on the rocks, while this DT is actually nobody home on either base. Okay, Rumbus snipes both DTs. Not bad, but this third base is actually under fire. There's no shield battery, which is a mistake on the side of Rumbuzz. Ooh, and gets the snipe on that third base. Children is in a massive winning position right now. All he needs to do is survive. So SimCity looking quite nice for Children. Bit questionable, but happens to the best, I guess. More gateways on the way to the 8 already done. Rumbuzz is not producing anything. Now finally gets a Nexus. He's supply blocked for days, I guess. Ooh, and now the DT. A lot of probes are long distance mining. Where is the observer for Rumbuzz? Okay, GG is called finally, as the DTs proved too annoying for Rumbuzz. And he was super far behind, sadly, and yeah. And our last map is going to be Neo Humanity. Let's see if Rumbuzz can pull off a build out of the hat and at least put a unofficial point on the board for CSO. Alright, both players are ready as we load into Neo Humanity really soon. Couple of seconds. All right. So we arrived onto Neo Humanity. In the top right side, nice mousy. You had to mess it up at least once. In the top left side, we have our red Protoss representing CSO Esports. It's Conan, aka Rumbuzz. And his opponent in the bottom right side, you have none other than Children for Team GdA. Do these players have the same... Nope, not exactly the same one. The same decal. But they both open at the same way as last game. Let's see if Rumbuzz can actually just take a second... he gas a second time. Ooh, okay. Takes the gas once again. Hopefully he's not going to waste so many minerals. Jordan also has a early probe once again. Let's see what the reaction is going to be on both sides. Children is going to be low on gas, obviously. Rumbuzz is going to mine with 2-2 in gas. Actually, he's filling up one geyser, which I'm not quite happy about. There's no second chrono boost, so probably saving it for the units. Nope, never mind. He's going for the second chrono boost on the probes. Children started taking down this gas geyser that Rumbuzz stole once again. Let's see if Rumbuzz can actually capitalize on stuff. Okay, Double Stalker is going to be the first two units, so actually no issues there for Children. In fact, he's in a better position. Rumbuzz wasted 75 minerals, which is not going to be invested into anything whatsoever to speak of. But looks like Rumbuzz is planning to expand after the first two units. Okay. 25 minerals getting back. So only 100 minerals lost for Rumbas currently. And the probe is going to fall as well. So 150 plus that probe. I don't really feel the start for Rumbas. So once again, there was a gas steal for, I would say, no reason. Killjoy managed to just mine enough gas to support the 2-stalker production. Oh, and look at that. There is an adept as well. Phoenix is going to scout what needs to be scouted, that there is going to be a Stargate. Let's see if that's going to get matched or not. Rumbas is flaunting quite a lot of gas. No tech yet, but gets that shield battery. Sensor tower being taken. Zelnaga tower being taken by Killjoy. And this quite honestly, it caught Rumbas off guard as much as I would have been caught off guard, to be fair. You don't really see single adept after like 3 stalkers, right? I mean, it's quite unusual, I would say. Okay, and 2 final stalkers will be produced on the side of Rumbas. Okay, Twilight Council once again. It's gonna be able to see that there is an Oracle producing right now. It's really nicely showing that the Oracle is the unit that is producing from the Stargate. Okay, Oracle just gets a tag off. No harassment possible yet. Rumbas is trying to get a fast 3rd base, which I kind of like, honestly, in the meantime. And as well going for that blink. Killjoy going for the Robo follow-up. So single Oracle into a Robo follow-up. No Twilight Council and only 2 gateways. Right? Yes, only 2 gateways on both sides. Third base finishes, and Killjoy is going to be able to see that, and it's going to get a nice scout off of everything. Obviously, he's not going to be able to dive the probe line. Stalkers are protecting everything, and there is a shield battery in the main. There's no shield battery in the natural, but Killjoy didn't want to sacrifice the Oracle. That is his scouting tool for now. There is an observer out on the map already, and there is a Twilight Council follow-up, so... Oh, and also Immortals. So only 2 gateways. Quite interesting. And Robo on both sides finishes. Okay, so I have a situation. I'll probably need to alt tab. Sorry for that. Okay, let's continue. So Rumbas is going to get a scout off on what Killjoy is doing. Observers pass each other. Just shaking hands. Difference is now Rumbas is in actually a tad better position, I would say. It's not that much of a lead. Okay, that's where... This is also super confusing because the minerals are here. and that confuses the probes. It shows 18 out of 18, but it should be 16 out of 16 because there's no 9 patches here, right? Yeah, it's only 8 patches. Once again, we don't do maths on stream, okay? But we have to take risks at some point. I wouldn't have minded, honestly, if Rhombus would just take control of one of the Zonaga towers or just check this one. Obviously, it doesn't impact the game too much, I would say. Ooh, Oracle is going to fall. Nicely done there by Rhombus. The map control ceased to exist. Rhombus has a bit of an army supply lead, but actually has less workers, so probably a chrono boost has been invested onto workers. There's no 3-base saturation on... Actually, there is. 4 base is going to finish up, and this is a rich Vespene gas base. We're gonna have Archons on the side of Kildren. Obviously, no Storm is going to get researched in PvP. Dark Shrine on the way, just as we pan over to the main base. Obviously, what else? This is a PvP, so I guess that's the case. But there's 7 gateways on the side of Rhombus. He would just need to start producing more and more and more. I wouldn't mind a shield battery on the left side either. Okay, charge has finished in the meantime for Rhombus. And +1. +2 has started for both players. Kildren is going to take down this base, but the army composition and army quality is much better for Kildren. There is 5 immortals here. Oh my goodness, that softens up a lot of immortals. Not that many stalkers being caught here. Let's see if Rhombus can hit some of that juicy money shots that he is famous for. Gets a warpism, that is big actually. Ooh, fires up 1 more shot, gets out 1 immortal. I don't mind this, honestly. Rhombus actually getting nice trades here. Kildren down in army supply, still producing immortals, while Rhombus is already deep into disruptive production. 4 zealots are gonna get taken down, at least 2 of them, 3 of them. Okay, Rhombus tried to get some kind of run by into the natural, I suppose, or the 3rd base. Oh, Rhombus doesn't... he's gonna get scouted on those zealots. But actually, Kildren is not moving, so he's going to sacrifice potentially, like, this pylon. Okay, that's going to unpower everything. Oh, his shield battery overcharge is being used. That is super big for Rhombus. There is no shield battery overcharge here for these stalkers and immortals and archons. So Rhombus could actually try to hit a couple of nice disruptor shots. Okay, immortal gets softened up, and these zealots are actually doing quite a lot of damage. Worker count is equalized, but Rhombus is actually floating a bucket load of gas once again. Not the best way to deal with your warpins, I guess. It's either Rhombus was not warping in consistently, or he was just lazy with his production. I have no idea which one is the case. He has a Dark Shrine, hasn't utilized it yet, I believe. No DTs have fallen on the red side. There's no Dark Shrine on the right side. Shadow Stride is on the way, and shields are on the way. By the way, a lot of new builds involve some kind of armor upgrades as well. It's quite interesting. I've been taught that armor upgrades are useless in PvP. Oh! Nice disruptor shots, but only hits a couple of Archons, and those Archons are pure shields. That means they're going to quote-unquote heal from these shield batteries. Or this single shield battery. That's gonna have to put in overtime. Or double time. 4 base is gonna get potentially attacked here. Or maybe the natural. Natural looks like to be the target for Kildren. As a couple of DTs might just go into the 4th base of Kildren. Let's see if Rhombus can deal with this. Ooh, nice warp in to deny the run by into the main from Kildren. Oh, that is semi... nice disruptor shot. Okay. Oh, Rhombus is... oh, the disruptor is exposed. Ooh, nicely done here by Rumbas. Gets a couple of Archons here. Oh my goodness! Oh, huge disruptor shots on the side of Rumbas. Just cleans up this whole army, and now he can push forward. There's a lot of DTs just trying to get into this base and just trying to just deny everything. Probes need to get pulled. There is no observer currently for Kildren. Is there? Oh, there is an observer somewhere. The observer is on the way. Oh, but the Nexus might go down. Oh, guess the Nexus, that is big for Rumbas. There's 5 bases against the 3. So this looks really nicely for Rumbas. Oh my goodness, the warping in Zealots. Half of them are getting cut instantly. It's like you were never actually... You're fired before you get hired. Like, that's painful. Oh, gets the Immortal as well. So no Immortals anymore on the side of Kildren. There's 2 somewhere. Oh, but the Zealot run by into the main is actually doing some kind of work here. Kildren has to warp in, spend some of those warp ins here. Gonna morph a couple of Archons here. 3 more are going to get added. There is only a couple of Zealots here. 11 Zealots is not the end of the world. There's 12 DTs, 4 of them at home. And a bunch of them actually just moving towards this fort base to the night. Once again, Zealot Rumbai is going to arrive to the non-existent right-hand side base. Oh, the DTs are swiping everything. Oh, but they should focus on Nexus. They should focus on Nexus, but that's not going to be the case. All DTs are going to fall in this run by. Disruptor shot goes wide. Ooh, softens up that Immortal. Nicely retargeting the Disruptor shot. Oh, that is juicy. One more. Doesn't hit anything, sadly. That Zealot is going to go down. And Rumbas is actually trading super nicely with these Disruptors. There's 7 Disruptors here on the side of Rumbas. Shields and armor are being researched. No sign of carrier transition and no sign of Immortal production. Now there is a huge sign of... Archons. So DTs are being morphed into Archons. That is not a bad choice, honestly. There's 5 Zealots still AFKing on this side. And Rumbas finally takes control of that Zelnaga tower. Obviously, that is the one that you need to take control of. Both players are protecting their respective side bases. That means Rumbas needs to protect the left-hand side because he has extra bases on the left-hand side. And of course, Kildren has to protect the right-hand side, which he does with nice vision. And of course, some cannons and the shield battery. Sadly, was kind of 0 for 2, I would say, in activating the battery overcharge and targeting something with it. For now. And of course, now that the Stargates come down, it's going to be some kind of a timing for Rumbas, I guess. Because now he needs to finish the game as fast as possible. If the carriers come out in masses, then that's going to be... That is going to be, like, impossible to hold for Rumbas. Oops, wanted to zoom out, not in. Nice run by here by Rumbas. Just forces a couple of warp ins and forces to use the carriers. And now he's going to be aware of what's happening. Okay, and Rumbas has actually triple Stargates as well. So there is potential for more stuff. But he started 3 Void Rays. Now he's starting the Fleet Beacon and an extra Stargate. That's going to be 4 Stargates with the Fleet Beacon. And another Nexus finishes in the meantime. This is going to be the 9 o'clock position. Or actually 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock position, right? As 5th base is going down for Kildren as well. But Kildren is still 1 base behind. And Rumbas is max. Kildren is not. Ooh, nicely just cutting those Archons. 2 Disruptor shots will end the lives of those Archons. Shields or no shields. 1 carrier falls. And Rumbas is actually in a decent position. 1 more blink could actually be the end of 1 carrier. There is 32 Stalkers against 3 carriers. And a couple of Archons and Immortals. Honestly, this is like 1 A move away. or not a move actually, but like target firing and all that stuff. We can actually just take out the interceptors. Oh, 2 more Archons fall. 2 more, actually only 1. A couple of disruptors go down, but Rumbus can just start producing carriers. He's going to go for shields and actually has double cyber cores, but now everything is getting cleaned up here on the side of Kildren. DTs show up, and I think we're a couple of seconds away from seeing that GG. There is an observer here. Rumbus is blinking with the DTs on top of those cannons. It's going to take them out and start massacring that base. GG is called. Rumbus just takes the very last map of this full series. Well, this was probably the most fun game out of all of them. With this start, after a series like this, honestly, I'm happy. I'm happy to see this game. Rumbus' PvP is super solid. No wonder you wanted to play it out. Yeah. That's going to conclude for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Congratulations to Team GdA for taking the series. Good luck to you guys in the next series. Shout out to CSO Esports, of course. Don't forget, guys, please follow us on Twitter. We are trying to get to a certain amount. I think it's 500 if I'm not mistaken. So obviously, please do so. I believe it's Twitter, right? Yes, it's Twitter. So !Twitter. I dropped it in the chat. Hopefully you can do us a favor, and of course, please do follow the Twitch channel if you're interested in more casting, as tomorrow I'm also going to cast on my personal channel, but I'm going to head over and raid the CSO Twitch, because we'll have CSO Cup number 61, 62, 61. Yeah, it's 61, not 62, 61. So yeah, also follow us on YouTube if you're interested in more CSO content. We have a podcast, we have some team games, some random content, and I'm trying to cast some games for the CSO YouTube channel, so mostly involving CSO players, or not mostly, all of them pretty much involving CSO players, except the ones from our tournaments. We're also trying to pick games that we casted during tournaments and all that good jazz. So yeah, we're slowly but surely ramping up the content production, and yeah, just trying to push out as much content as possible. Currently, I'm trying to go for two uploads per week on 3 channels, like 2 uploads each. So yeah, thank you so much for supporting by being here. That's going to be it for today. Let's see if we can actually rate someone. I'll say goodbye, and the 90 seconds will actually be enough. If you rate someone, you'll be here and you'll be able to actually see it. Alright, goodbye guys, and have a wonderful evening. Happy Friday.